welcome back to the Arena of Bobbert. It's been about 3 weeks since I finished editing Devlog 0, and in that time, the arena has gained 4 more weapons, including 3 new guns and the game's first wildcard weapon. All in all, that totals to a grand 5 ways to kill your friends. Let's dive in. After a few weeks spent entrenched in schoolwork, learning how to use editing software, and subsequently making the haphazardly shambled together Devlog 0, there were plenty of things that needed to be done with the actual game, by literally just me as the only developer. First things first, there's simply not enough content in the game. The main appeal of the game is meant to be commit murder in varied ways, not hold left click with the only gun. So, let's fix that. I first thought a rifle would be pretty cool, since we already have an assault rifle, so I went ahead, modeled up a rifle, and honestly, I think this looks better than the AKM. It's not amazing or anything, but it will do the trick for now until I decide to replace it with an actual well-made model that I can animate. Because of how I scripted the first gun, implementing this one is as simple as 1 parameter, 2 parameter, human dynamometer, semi-diameter. And that is why I like game dev. Beautiful. Then I asked a friend what I should call it, and he said it should be called
Veteran.
Because it's based on the M1 Garand, the United States' go-to rifle during World War II, and, you know, what do you call people who fought in that war? Dead. Statistically, you call them dead, but I didn't want to call the gun that, so this is what we got. Now, that gun worked perfectly, especially after adding weapon swapping to allow you to switch between the two in-game. But the existence of a second weapon led to a problem in testing. We found that all of the people in our small testing sessions ended up using only one of the 2 guns. And of course, the 2 guns are made for different purposes and have pros and cons. The Veteran is more precise and has the advantage at long range. By contrast, the AKM requires less precision, or skill, and generally does better than the Veteran at short range. However, these roles could be more fleshed out if only there was a type of weapon specifically made to fill the final role, to annihilate at short range. After a script extension and about 6 lines of code, I implemented a shotgun, and I am happy to report that it is just as gleefully broken as any shotgun. Like, look at this. Huh? Something's fishy here. So today, we're gonna learn about raycasts. Raycasts are how a first-person shooter game calculates what you hit, and they are the source of all of my pain. Essentially, a raycast is a straight line drawn from a point in a certain direction. Once you have those 2 things, your computer does some fancy math, and then spits out the first thing the line or ray collides with. Then, in the case of a gun, if that object is something that can take damage, like a bobbert, it does. So then the question is about getting the position and direction. The direction is easy. It's the direction your camera is facing. It makes sense. But the position is a lot more complex. The intuitive answer is to simply draw it from the muzzle of the gun so that you can use the exact same ray to draw your bullet tracer. However, if you do that, this happens. Okay, that didn't work because the bullet tracer completely missed its target. What if we instead draw the ray from the player's camera so that it always hits where their crosshair is? But we'll keep the bullet tracer's position because that was fine. Much better. It looks perfect. There are some issues like the bullet tracer being able to be unreasonably angled, like that, but you have to go out of your way for that sort of thing, and it's a pretty easy fix later, and I just don't want to do it because it took me a long time to get to this point. So I thought it was solid. However, I neglected one important thing. The bullet tracer could do this. Bullet tracers could go through objects, and because I was so sure of my tracer implementation, I worked through every other part of the shooting process before questioning it. When I finally realized the problem, I was able to implement a quick solution in like 5 minutes. Essentially, the problem only occurs if your camera cast misses, but the bullet tracer drawn from your gun should hit. So I simply added an additional raycast that repeats the same calculation, but from the gun's muzzle. Literally the same calculation that's done to draw the ray. Then I just took the better result, and the better result being the one that, hit something. And of course, that came with a whole other host of issues, because this is really reminding me of why I hate game development. Not beautiful at all. Now that raycasts actually work, the rest of the stock standard guns should be pretty easy. The shotgun works by literally just repeating the same gunshot logic just a bunch of times within a single frame. We decided to call it the Firecracker because... Anyways, let's really quickly cobble together the final gun, because I did promise at the start of this video to have 4 guns total, and the wild card, I'm excited for that. After asking my friends to pick from this list of guns, the final choice was the burst fire submachine gun. Making a burst fire weapon is actually really simple. Basically, all I did was I gave it a ticker and a really long attack speed and made it just shoot a couple of extra shots every time you click the left click button. And, I mean, that was it. Now, we had some stable gameplay, and so I had some fun with my beautiful creation before I got back to work.
Alright, I'm coming for you.
Did he change the movement speed? I feel a lot slower. Maybe because I've been playing badminton so much.
You're not dying.
Ah, my health! I love the shotgun!
Wait.
Ah, my face.
Yeah, I refuse to believe I haven't hit you yet. Fuck. That took way longer than it should have. I got shot! You're kidding, are you alive?
Now, we arrive at the wildcard weapon. You may remember at the beginning of this video, I said 3 new guns and the game's first wildcard weapon. But that was kind of only half true. See, the wildcard is actually a gun. Of course, it's a grenade launcher. I've never actually worked on explosions before, so Unity's particle system. 45 minutes later, this is what I've got. I think it's fine. When I get around to adding animations, maybe I'll make it better, but for now, it's alright. I'm proud of this. Now for the actual grenade launcher. The trouble with a grenade launcher is in the name. It's a launcher. This means that the framework I've made for all the other guns won't work, because those only work with raycasts, and a launcher implies a projectile, which has a lot of issues with networking. I decided to make it a contact grenade, because that felt like it would be the nicest to make and the best to use. Given that the rest of the guns are pretty basic so far, I don't really want to leap from making basic rifle to extremely complex grenade that bounces 3 times, leaves a fire field on the ground, and debuffs all enemies that are caught in it. It's just not where I'm going yet. Maybe next week, you never know. For the first prototype, I created a script similar to the gun for a generic projectile weapon, which captures the position and rotation of Bobbert when the player left clicks. Then I just impart that force onto a grenade projectile. The grenade object is, of course, a small version of Bobbert. He's so cute. Then I just push the grenade forwards and apply gravity every frame, and there we go. Simple as that. It's been 4 hours, but for a whole new system, that's actually not that bad. Now I return to the fishnet documentation to Control-C, Control-V, some code that will turn this into this. And that is why I love game development. Absolutely exquisite. And now that the grenade launcher worked, after multiple hours of debugging, we can...
Why is there a target logo that spread onto my hand? Why does it spread onto my hands when I stand next to it?
Try showing around. Oh, frick!
Oh my gosh.
No, I just have to stay far away.
Alright, the sense is not it.
Like the grenade is really good because it keeps you away.
Because it's all back game design.
Follow me.
Oh, look at those realistic clouds over there.
They're great clouds. You can okay, look, you can actually try stand right here.
I can bug onto you, yeah.
Sit down. See, look at that. Now I can fly.
Whoa.
Hey! No, it's...
Go, Dummy. Kill him. Kill him.
Die. Ah. I think someone just died.
Anyways, look. There's a chest.
Wait, why did I spawn in this pool with no water in it? This is so sad.
It's not a pool. It's a hidey hole. You sit in the hole, and then you take a. Don't worry, I got a second shotgun.
I don't know which
Also,
one
there
it
is a bug where sometimes you can't do damage, and the only way to fix it is to switch to the other weapon with 2 or 1. I don't know why it happens.